This episode is brought to you by Between Magic and Dreams by Brian D. Covington. And I'm just looking at the cover, y'all, and this is so dope. There's a big ass sword. I apologize for cursing from the beginning, but it's just like, go check out this book. It is available hardcover, paperback, digital, audiobook, on We Buy Black. Support your indie bookstores, and I am reading the bonus blurb just so you can get a vibe. What if out of the blue you were saddled with a task that would most certainly ruin your weekend plans? What would you do if you were to look to the side at this very moment to see a creature of myth and legend, beckoning you to do things that defy common sense? Quinn finds himself in just a predicament. Follow him on a journey that will either leave him twisting in the depths of oblivion or riding the winds of change, because as it turns out, we've never owned our reality. We're just renting it. So definitely check this gorgeous covered book by a Black author, Brian D. Covington, Between Magic and Dreams, and check them out in Instagram, Facebook, and the website betweenmagicanddreams.com. Hit them on the socials, support the sponsor and dope authors, and let's begin the show. Welcome to Creatively Exposed, a podcast and safe space for Black and marginalized creatives to empower, educate, and uplift you through the final product of self and creation. Bring a homie, share with a homie, and enjoy the show. Y'all, today I am tired. Welcome back to Creatively Exposed, and I am in my mama's casa because duties call. And so this might be a quicker episode than usual. I got a lot coming this week. The pop-up, if you are in the Miami area, will be on Halloween this Sunday, which is also a full moon. So I would say get your money magic on, whatever that means to you. And I think the biggest thing is self-care this week. I have been working a lot, and NaNoWriMo is coming up, and I've been thinking about, like, how do you create boundaries and create space for creativity, right? Sometimes it feels like just powering through and doing is the only way that we can be efficient and successful. But really and truly, this week past, I learned through a couple of conversations that, quote unquote, I got this from a meditation that I was doing with a spiritual group that I'm in, where she said a warrior's skill is also rest. And I thought that was so profound. And then we rested, and it's like, it feels like it's the simplest shit in the world, right? But as Black and brown people, marginalized people, we're always overstimulated, and it's like we have to prove that we're worthy of rest. And even when we're resting, are we really resting? Are we busy thinking, oh, I could be doing all this extra whatever and getting ahead on this thing and whatever? And what it does is you're unable to rest. And when we're exhausted, creativity is not going to come. Sorry, I'm moving around. creativity will not come. And so think about making sure we have a time to live, to rest, to prioritize joy in life, because that writer's block, that creative wall that we hit sometimes is just because we're exhausted, and nothing can come from a dehydrated tree. Your soul is thirsty, and the only way to quench your soul is to feed it good food, to give it a little bit of rest and joy and ease. I think as a Black person, right, we generationally come from being overworked, underpaid, overexerted, abused, and just extracted from that our wombs are empty. And the womb area is our sacral chakra area, which is our creative center. And if it's been excavated energetically, how can we create anything new physically? We can't. And so, I know for me, when I don't feel like I am capable of creating, I have a lot of stuff to do, but I listen to audiobooks. I indulge in audiobooks. I actually have been recently listening to a couple of the second books, and I recently bought Who, our sponsor, which I'll give you the whole thing is probably at the beginning. I pre-recorded it, but I really do want to sit and listen to Between Magic and Dreams, and I'll be releasing probably just an extra episode before the October month is over, just because of the theme. But definitely check out the sponsor. Their book is available everywhere you can get your books, and it's called Between Magic and Dreams by Brian Covington, and all the info's in the show notes. And it's fantasy, and it's pretty kick-ass, and the cover is super, super dope. So check that out. But what are the things that you do when you feel blocked creatively? Have you tried a nap or rest? I don't nap enough, but I would like to do more often. But sometimes just joy and talking with the people you haven't talked with in a long time, reconnecting with self. I recently was able to just sit and watch my Korean dramas. That's my thing. Well, this is Taiwanese. My friend put me onto this Taiwanese one. Lost Love? Something like that. And it's interesting because it's about somebody who works in an agency, a publishing agency. And so it's she goes into a story and she's living the story that she's been publishing, stuff like that. So that's, I'm a writer nerd, so it feeds my spirit. But as I took time for myself away from the world, I was able to create crystal gem cauldrons and a new energy spray, which is actually an abundance spray. I didn't even realize it. I just was oh, let me put all these things together and see what happens. And, mixing potions. I was going to say pills and potions, but we don't know pills. Just potions, herbs and potions. There we go. And so that little bit of time to myself away from just people in general, gave me time to recharge. And I think that's really the key. Sometimes we can't force creativity even if there's a deadline. And it's such a grueling, important, and special process that deserves to have its own ritual, to have its own honoring. I know that for me, I haven't been doing a lot of my rituals. Like, I would usually light incense and just take a moment. So, meditation is dope. It really does help. I have been creating art. So I've bought some small canvases to just create without having it need to be like this big old thing. And so I say, if you have been off of your self-care, especially during this raggedy retrograde, it might be time to review that. It might be time to review what all you've wanted to accomplish this whole year. And we still have time. I know a lot of people are like, it's almost over, but we still have time. And what you do with your time, maximize it in joy or maximize it in success, and success is different for every single person. I think for me, success is a little bit between both having joy and having abundance in all things, right? And feeling aligned. So, what is it that you desire, and what is stopping you from getting it? Are you stopping yourself? That's another thought process that I've been thinking of and considering, is that it was a difficult week, right? Just hectic and busy and late hours and all of that good stuff. And I was speaking to a good friend of mine, and they told me, because I felt like when doing new things, having new experiences, moving forth in uncharted territory, things get triggered. Be it feelings of unworthiness, be a lack of acceptance or forgiveness of self for what has gone on in prior experiences with different people, whatever it is, things get triggered. And so in my difficulty, I was like, do I want to keep doing this? Is this worth it? And I told them, and I'm like, it's easier to not do this. And I loved it so much when they asked me, who wants easy? And so there is ease and there is easy, right? And ease is this is my definition, right? Ease is the ability to do things intelligently, using your resources and not depleting yourself in order to do it, and aligning with a higher power, be it whatever you believe in, right? Even if it's just that you believe in the capability of you succeeding. And then there's easy, which is the fast food version of life. It's great in the moment, but leave it overnight. Is it still as good? Not really. And in my case, it gives me tummy troubles. So, and I break out. So, easy isn't always valuable or worth it. And so I leave you with this very short episode to